Alright, welcome back everybody to some more Pokemon XD Hardcore Nuzlocke. So last time, didn't do a ton outside of grinding, but we did get our last encounter of the run with Numel, unfortunately, at Realgum Tower. That's the last encounter we get, so, you know, we can't catch Shadow Lugia or any of the Pokemon that Eldest or Greevil are going to have. So not really that great, but we're still deathless up to this point. And we only have those two fights left in the game, then the run is over. So it's looking good. We are going to have to do a fair amount of grinding before we can actually get to the Eldest fight today. Also, I probably have to lower my camera a little bit here. Yeah, make sure I'm like centered in it. Alright, there we go. Alright, so yeah, we're probably going to do some grinding before we can actually get to Eldest, but the goal is bare minimum get to Eldest today, and if we can beat him, then that's great, because we can basically commit all of our time for the next session to beating Greevil, beating the run, and finally putting a nice neat bow on top of this entire playthrough. It has been very fun overall. I do think I probably will not attempt this run again, simply because there is a lot of variables that are out of my control. So yeah, but I still enjoyed the run for what it was worth, and I'm very happy with how the run went. And hopefully it can keep going. I mean, I don't know if there's any shot we stay deathless the whole way, but we're gonna try our best. Do the voices ever answer back to you? Sometimes. Maybe about like 20% of the time. All right, let me pull up everything. Oops, that's not what I need to do. Okay, there we go. Okay. Everything's up. Everything looks nice. Okay. I would love to see a deathless attempt of this, but I feel like even with deep game knowledge, that may not be possible because of how stupid crack Shadow Pokemon are. Yeah. I talked about it and I theorized like the best way to do Greevil's fight. If you were to do what I did with Coliseum, where you allow it so that like either you would make it every Shadow Pokemon is an encounter, or that you can catch like one Pokemon from every trainer. I think you could do it, because if you have to get lucky just to catch these Pokemon. You have a Master Ball, so you can guarantee one of them, but you can't guarantee both, so you have to figure out how best to tackle it. But I think if you were able to catch Salamence and Snorlax, and you did not purify them, I do think you could win. Pretty consistently, with like leftovers recovery helping you out. I do think you could win if you just didn't purify them, because then they resist all shadow moves, and they're basically a hard counter to Greevil's entire team. You also get, I think you get 2 moves, right, on their moveset, that you can still click, even though they're shadow Pokemon. So, I don't know what those are. I think Salamence has Dragon Dance. I don't know what the other one is. But yeah, like, you could definitely pull it off if you had shadow Pokemon fighting up by your side that were really high level. But for me, I didn't play with that in my rule set, so I don't have that luxury. So there really is no way I can guarantee a win with this rule set. And honestly, I think probably the highest that I can get the odds to be is maybe, honestly, it's probably going to be about 15%, and that's still going to require a fair amount of, you know, stuff to go my way, but we'll see. Dragon Dance and Aerial Ace for Salamence, and that's all it needs. Perfect. It is a 90 base power move, basically. And it has a setup move. So yeah, if you can just get like probably +3, that would be enough to guarantee kills on pretty much everything. Hi, how are you today? I'm doing good, Brett. How are you? Nothing in life is guaranteed. Just do your best and win, obviously. Winning is most important. Yeah, trust me. With this run, the only thing I'm worried about with Greevil is just making it past the finish line. Whether that is 1 Pokemon left standing or 6. You know, it's a run is completed regardless of which one happens. I would prefer it to be everyone lives, but, you know, you don't always get the good ending. Anyway, so what we need to do today, the very first thing I want to do, I'm going to go to a gate village. Because we need really two Pokemon that I have still have to be EV trained. Only one I really care about getting EV trained today, because we're actually using it for Eldis's fight. The other one I'm planning on using for Greevil, but obviously we're not getting to Greevil today. We're not getting to Greevil today. That'll be on Tuesday. That'll be the finale of this run. Anyway, but I am still hoping we get through Eldis. So let's grab Snorunt. I'll take off, I think Espeon's 49, and honestly, I don't think I'm going to use Espeon for Eldis anyway, so we're going to take that off for now. Also bring Elekid up just to get it, because it's going to be special attack training here. I don't need Shift Tree right now. Yeah, alright. And I'll update the team in just a second. Well, I have a little bit of a cold, but I'm getting there. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope it's just like, you know, coughing or sniveling and not anything more painful. Pretty sure there's only the good ending in XD. Well, I'm talking about the good ending for my Nuzlocke. I don't give a dang what happens in the Ore region. I care about what happens to these 15 Pokemon. Really 14 Pokemon, because let's be honest, Numel is not really a part of the team. He's just kind of there. But yeah, what happens to these Pokemon I care so deeply about. Alright, so let's put... Golduck's also done. I probably should have taken off Golduck. That's okay, though. I'll put you two on. I'll put Matcha Brace on you, because like I said, I really only care about Snorunt right now. What do you have? You have Lumberry. Okay. Alright, let me update the team. It was Shift Tree and Espeon, I believe, that I took off. Oops, that's not what I need to do. It's this one. Put Elekid since he's right there. Okay, and then Espeon. Put Snorunt on. It's really unfortunate that Snorunt evolved so late. I don't really know what Game Freak was thinking when they designed Snorunt to evolve at 42, but here we are. I mean, I can kind of understand why, like, Walrein, for example, like, you get that at 44, but I don't know. A mono ice type that only has like a base 80 in every stat, I think you can get that a little earlier than 42. Anyway, I digress. Let's go ahead and start training up special attack. So basically the plan is we destroy the 2 Dustox first, and then when it's only Beautifly left, we swap to Snorunt to get it 6 special attack effort values, because obviously Beautifly gives 3, Matcha Brace doubles it to 6. Okay, 1 second. Let me pull up the thing here. So right now Snorunt is at 108, and I need to get to 156. Yeah, so that's just, we have to do this fight 8 times. And that should be enough to get where I want it to be. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think Hariyama actually kills here with Brick Breaks. I think we're going to have to... Do you think Fake Out would kill? Maybe it would. I guess I wouldn't be too surprised by that. Yeah. I mean, it is a 31 level difference, so a 40 base power move is still going to be a massive amount of power. I just didn't want to deal with rock tombs and accuracy, so glad we got that. So basically, we're trying to get everyone to level 49. That's the goal. We get everyone to level 49. Let's get Shiva in here. Oh, I needed to swap the Elekid there. That was my bad. Would it be painful if kicked by Sheila? Absolutely. Kangaroos, they are not to be messed with. They are very powerful creatures. Like, if you've ever seen one, like, you know, picture one, they're very muscular, and definitely like their you know, kicking is like their major defense mechanism. So that and their claws, right? They have very sharp claws. So it definitely would hurt. Yeah, I gotta swap to Elekid there though, instead of killing with Electrode. I know we're just really focusing on Snow but I still need to get Elekid up at some point, so might as well start working on it now. Yeah. But it's okay. Yeah, wouldn't want to mess with Sheila now. Okay, so we just have to do this 7 more times, and then we are good with special attack training. Then we have to work on speed. And the reason why we're doing this, so the special attack investment is pretty simple. Now obviously this kind of assumes that we will have Glalie for the final fight, which you never know, things can happen, right? I'm hoping Eldest goes smoothly. There is a chance things could go a little bit crazy, but I don't believe it'll happen. At least I hope it won't happen. But the reason we want to get special attack to specifically like 156 effort value investment is so Glalie will one-shot Executor if it needs to come out during that part of the fight. That's why we're doing it. Okay, so let's yeah, double swap to Shiva and Zabrong. I seen that monkeys throwing coconuts. Do you think Agent 9 would throw coconuts? I mean, monkeys in general, they throw a lot of things, you know. They're also very strong creatures. I definitely think that Agent 9 would be able to throw coconuts or any fruit, any like debris, trash, whatever it could find. Sometimes they can even fling their own poop, so you know, it's some crazy stuff. I would imagine that Agent 9 would do that, yeah. Alright, let's get back. It's 2 times we fought him, 6 more to go, and we'll be done with special attack. I'll double check and make sure everything looks right. But this should be. And then we just gotta do speed training, and then we can just kinda, you know, battle whoever we want to level up. It's not really, we don't have to battle anyone in particular. Dang. Do you think Sergeant Byrd ever was in the army? I don't know if his backstory said anything about the army, right? It, you know, by his name, you know, Sergeant, you would think that has some kind of ties to the military, but I don't know if they ever explicitly say it. But yeah, I would expect so just because of his name. Unfortunately, if there's anything being a psychiatrist has taught me, it's that fecal matter is a highly effective projectile weapon. Very true. I can promise you that I would not want to be hit by any waste product by any living creature. Would not be great. Flying feces effing sucks. Yeah. Yeah, do your best to dodge it. It's not good time. And whatever you do, do not inhale. Do not smell. Are Yetis real? Never heard of if they were or not. As I know, Bentley is a Yeti. Yetis, they are not real, thankfully. The abominable snowman is kind of placed in fiction. It's one of those, what are they called? They have a name. Like, it's basically in, like, the same branch as, like, you know, Bigfoot, right? It's not urban legend. It's another thing I'm thinking of. I can't remember. Either way. Yeah, it's just kind of some, like, made-up creature, though. You'll sometimes see people post, like, you know, proof that you know, Bigfoot's real or whatever, but, you know, it's always like some extremely blurry camera shot that looks like it was created in Photoshop or something. It's pretty crazy. Suburban myth. Now, that's not what I was thinking of. I can't remember. Like, there's like, it's like a one word or something. Cryptid? Is that what I'm thinking of? Cryptid? I think so. I think that's the word. Bentley must be very strong though. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if Yetis were real, I would definitely imagine, you know, something that's taller than the average human and somehow much more bulky and, you know, almost has properties like similar to most gorillas. Yeah, they'd be pretty freakishly strong. Yes, cryptids include Yetis, Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monsters, and me. Now I'm just an enigma. The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. No, the enigma is real. Exploring the inside of my mind is probably like the episodes in Yu-Gi-Oh! Wherever like they explored the mind of Yugi and the Pharaoh, where it's like some kind of labyrinth and their minds are divided and kept separate from each other. I just did a Google search and it told me that Agent 9 is a space monkey. I mean, it would kind of make sense. He's got like a ray gun. Revive me, I've got ray gun. Who's Yugi? Oh wait. Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember they did that for like the whole first season where he would like say Yu-Gi-Oh whenever the Pharaoh took over, and then they kind of stopped doing that, but it was still really funny. His laser blaster was also given by the professor. Yeah. But like even I think, you know, in some of the Spyro games, like you had like the space cows and such that also had like ray guns. So kind of fits with the, you know, space animal theme going on. So there's 4 more, or we have to fight that guy 4 more times, and that should be it for Snow Run, and then we can work on speed instead. Space cows invented the ray gun. Objective factual information. I freaking switched the words around, the suffixes of the words there. I wonder if the professor spoils Agent 9. Kind of. Also, what type of ray does a ray gun shoot? I don't know. Whatever is convenient for the situation. Sometimes it's just laser beams. Sometimes it's like some kind of actual energy, like some fictional energy. It's whatever's convenient for the time, whatever it needs to be. Also, Nightbot is a little early today. Because a ray gun could just be a light bulb. Can't imagine. You just shine a flashlight at them. Oh my god, we were doing so nice with not... Oh, there goes my lumberry, I guess. I was gonna say, we were going so well with not getting poisoned and stuff, and... I guess only Ursaring is exempt from being poisoned. That is what we learned last time, is that... For whatever reason, Ursaring cannot be poisoned unless it's hit like 85 times with Poison Sting. Alright, take out this Beautifly. We gotta do this 3 more times. The Guts ability has a hidden secondary ability that makes you immune to beneficial status effects. Yes. It only works when it feels like it. And never when you really need it to. And most of the time it works when you get paralyzed, and then you just get like fully paralyzed every turn, so it completely defeats the purpose. What's weird is like Guts doesn't work with sleep, which I always felt like is dumb. Cause Sleep Talk, you know, that's a move. That's a way to deal damage while you're asleep, but that doesn't count, which is silly. I can understand why it doesn't work with Confusion, but I feel like Sleep should work. And obviously it doesn't work with Freeze, because you can't attack while you're frozen. In Reignited Trilogy, Sheila also has hair. She didn't have it in the original. Yeah. I liked her design, or her, I guess I should say her redesign. It was nice. Guts is about powering through an injury. Sleep isn't an injury. Well, listen, you know, what if he has sleep paralysis? I mean, he's already talking in his sleep, so he must be having some kind of intense dream or nightmare. You never know. Alright, double swap again, and we just gotta do this 2 more times after we take out Beautifly. I will double check that everything is correct with the save editor, and then yeah, we just have to do speed training next, and at that point we can just kind of put Elekid back in the box, and we can battle whoever we want. Doesn't really matter about effort values at that point. You can just battle whoever to level up. And once everyone's level 49, I know the level cap is 50, but we do want to give ourselves a little bit of leeway so we don't accidentally overlevel before Greevil. So I'm going to go to 49, just to be safe. Most of Eldis's Pokemon are not, they're not above 47. Even the Shadow Pokemon. I think the only one is Salamence. Pretty sure Salamence is the only one. Sleep paralysis isn't an injury. Paralysis in Pokemon implies extreme neurological injury like electrocution or getting body slammed. Mence the Menace. I mean, either way, I think it would be a cool feature if Sleep Talk actually could have more use than just Komala only knowing Last Resort. That would be nice. Justice for Sleep Talk. A forgotten move. Yeah, Salamence, though, I don't think will be too bad. The great news is Salamence only knows Shadow Rush as an attacking move. So they definitely nerfed him pretty hard. They could have easily given him Shadow End, and then literally every single Pokemon you have is just dead. Unless you get, like, Intimidate. I wonder if Sergeant Bird is cuddly. I would think so, but I don't think I would hug him with him having those rocket launchers. I'd probably stay away from him there. Shadow Hold is super strong. Yeah, it's a 200,000 base power attack. If you get hit by it, every Pokemon in your party and box dies instantly. You lose the run. It's crazy. Your save file gets deleted and you go all the way back to the Stone Ages. But if I play it right, I'm hoping... Now, there is a chance we get really, really unlucky. And by really unlucky, I mean, like, holy crap unlucky, right? But I'm hoping that I can beat Salamence. I'm hoping I can beat Salamence before it really gets to do anything. If I play it right, I think we can do it. Yeah, Shadow Rush was a total nerf for Salamence. Even Shadow Break would have been much better. Yeah. Which is just weird to me that they did that for Salamence, but then not for Snorlax. Because, arguably, Snorlax is even harder in some ways, right? Like, it is slower, so that's the good news. But there's less... Like, Salamence has that 4x weakness to Ice, whereas Snorlax just has a weakness to Fighting, and you really don't have any, like, insanely good fighting types available to you, right? Like, Hariyama's one. And that's kind of it. There really isn't a lot of fighting types. It's like Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, but they're not very great. Alright, one more time. I'm gonna quickly save the game and just double check that it is in fact one more time. But that will get us enough where Snow Runt will be where I want it to be, and we can just focus on speed for a little while, and once we get that all the way up, we're good to proceed with power leveling everyone. And I've got a pretty good way to power level, I think. Although it still will take some time. So, let me open up my save file. Snow Runt. Yeah, we need 156 effort values. We're at 150, and we get 6 every time. One more time, we're good. Also, Salmons does an excellent job of threatening Hariyama. Well, true. But, hold on to that thought. Hold on to that thought for when we get to Eldis's fight. Because Hariyama might surprise you. Funny you mention that. When I was kind of coming up with a strategy for Eldis, I had 2 plans in mind, and I couldn't really figure out which one I liked more. But I ultimately went with the one that I'm going with. Hopefully today. Hopefully we get there. And I think it's a pretty good strategy. I'll tell you what the other one was after we get through it. But I think both were good, and they both practically had the same win rate. Both of them are going to have like a little bit of luck needed, and it's not much. Like, we're talking about like avoiding... Is Electrode is trying to learn Swift at 48, by the way. I already forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, we need to dodge about a 1 in 1,000-ish chance. That is the chance that things go wrong. About 1 in 1,000, so it could happen. It's very unlikely to happen, though. All right. So that is officially Snow Runt done with special attack. So I'm going to go heal up really quick. And then we're going to pay a visit to the good old friend, Rider Willy. Because Rider Willy has 4 Pokemon that all give speed effort values. And so we can get a lot of speed just battling him over and over again. There's not really a lot of trainers in XD that actually give, like, the same effort value spread across all their Pokemon. Like, Coliseum had, there was a trainer for special attack. There was a trainer for, well, kind of a trainer for HP. It was, I think it was, 4 HP, 1 special attack, 1 special defense. But you could just, like, you know, obviously switch it in your Pokemon against the 2 that gave HP, right? But there's a good one for attack. Gale had 6 attack, 2 special attack. Speed, there was, I think, either 1 or 2. There really wasn't a lot for defense, but there was one for special defense too. XD doesn't really have any trainers like that though, unfortunately. On DeviantArt, I saw that Sheila said, "Mate, this is what you get for locking me up until you got paid to let me go. Kicking you was fun and all, but let's see how you like getting locked up." like a role reversal kind of thing. I mean, Moneybags definitely deserves to be in jail for what he did in Spyro. Honestly, jail might be too kind to him. Also, hold on. So isn't there a way to get a lucky... Is Lucky Egg like post-game or something? Isn't there a way to get a lucky egg? Or I was looking something up about making the grind go quicker. I didn't like fully explore it. Let me look. Because if I can get a lucky egg, that would be really nice. Yeah, no, it's post-game. Yeah, it's post-game. That is so silly. Why did they give you the lucky egg in the post-game? Of all things. Criminal. Alright, yeah, so I think, I'll give Electro back his Lumberry, even though it really doesn't matter all too much. I'm gonna hand out refunds to everybody who had to pay for your greed. The name of the picture on DeviantArt was called Caged Up Revenge. It was a speech bubble, what Sheila said. Oh, okay. Yeah, like, definitely that was probably the most satisfying thing in Spyro 3, was just beating the ever-loving shite out of Moneybags and stealing back all of your gems from him. That was absolutely cathartic. Fantastic. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Very therapeutic. I kind of wonder, could I use Zaprong for this fight? Might be a good idea to like teach. Yeah, you know, we'll just... I don't know, do I want to try to use Zaprong here? I won't. I'll use these two. And I have experience share on SnowRun to make it get 6 speed every time. And so we need 136 speed. So what is that? That's like 23 fights. That would be 138, but it's fine if we go a little over. It's not a big deal. Also, I don't even... Hold on, let me check something. Yeah, SnowRun, we can only allocate another 138 effort values anyway, so it doesn't even matter. The Ziggy Zagoonies. Zigzagoon, the professional gooner. Oops. I accidentally bumped my desk. I think Hariyama probably outspeeds Linoon here. We invested a fair amount into speed, and, you know, there's a pretty massive level difference here. Yep. It's a good thing, too, because if Linoon attacks... I think Willy actually does have smart AI, which is very odd. But, I believe if he attacks Electra, he would use Dig. And that just makes everything take longer, and I don't like that. Yeah, so we just had to beat this guy, what did I say? Like 23 times, so 22 more now. It'd be quicker if we led with SnowRun, but the problem is SnowRun is not exactly a great Pokemon. And I don't think it would be faster than Linoon with Macho Brace. Not even close. I don't even think it would be faster than Zigzagoon. So yeah, we'll just do it this way. I mean, this is still quick. Like, it's basically just, you know, 2 turns. And like I said, we gotta do it 22 times. No one said grinding would be quick. I will say this, like, when I first started XD, I said that, I think I said something like, it won't be as grindy as Coliseum. I lied. I completely lied. I didn't think it would be as bad, but then I realized that the trainers don't really scale up to the same level as you, so the problem is when you're grinding for, like, these long sessions, you're just farming against, like, trainers that have, like, level, you know, like around level 20 to 25 Pokemon, and they don't really have things that are more appropriate for your level. Like, they don't have to be level like 50 like the Hexagon brothers, but it would be nice if there was a middle ground. Like, maybe they had like level 35 to 40. And obviously there are trainers like that at Mount Battle, but again, I can't verify what movesets they have. And also, again, the big part of all the grinding I've been doing is getting certain effort values, and that's not Mount Battle is not a great place to go for that. Yeah, I don't know how long the grind's gonna take here, to be honest. I'm hoping not too long though, because like I said, I have a decent way to level up Pokemon right now. The goal is gonna be Sand Slash basically with Earthquake and Choice Band, and the red Hexagon brother. We can kind of use him to farm against, because Earthquake will do. I think it's enough to kill Camera and Magcargo, so you just have to like put another Pokemon on the field, doesn't matter what it is, that has Protect, and you can just farm infinite experience, right? It's a 1-turn fight, and it'll be really quick, because, you know, obviously they're both level 50, so they'll give a fair amount of experience. Obviously, Sand Slash, you know, eventually it itself will level up to the level cap, but I think it's level 42 right now, so it'll be a while before it gets there. But yeah, hopefully in like maybe around 2 hours, we'll be able to go for Eldest. And then depending on how long it takes us to get to Eldest and beat him, I might go a little bit longer just to start working on the endgame grind, but yeah, otherwise we'll stop after that, and we'll pick up with Greevil and the end of the game on Tuesday. Everyone can mark it on their calendars. I will be back here on Tuesday, and we can all witness together the end of the run. All right. Okay. I think it's 19 more times we gotta fight this guy. I'll check at like kind of the halfway point, and we'll make sure everything's on track, everything's going well. But after we do this about 19 more times, then we will be good to start working on just level grinding. Have you ever had a bee sting before? I know I have. It's sad they die after a bee stings someone. Yeah, I think I've only been stung by a bee twice in my life, and both were when I was pretty young. One time it really didn't hurt that bad, but the first time it happened, it was definitely painful. I got stung. I think it was on like my cheek or something. Yeah, that one hurt. But then I had another sting that happened. I don't remember where it was, but yeah, I didn't really feel it. But you know, the whole like bees die after they sting. Why? Here's a very simple solution. How about you don't sting me? And then you don't have to die. I wasn't messing with no bees. I do know some people that are allergic to them too, but I'm not allergic to anything. Yeah, allergies are definitely something to watch out for. Because I think with bee stings, being allergic to bee stings, I don't think it's like maybe it's life-threatening in some situations, but I don't think it's too common. Mostly it's just like your face kind of bloats up, and maybe sometimes it might be something with your throat kind of like condensing or whatever. I know that happens with like peanut allergy. That's where your throat kind of condenses. I'm not sure if that happens with bee stings though. Are you allergic to anything? No, thankfully I'm not. But I definitely know a lot of people who have had allergies, and it's not fun. It's not fun. It's good I'm not out of it, yeah. I don't know how common it is for people to be allergic to stuff. I'm sure it is common. But yeah, thankfully, no, I don't have any allergic reactions to anything. I'm glad that Ryder Willie is a very quick and easy trainer to fight. Because the grind could be so much worse if this was like actually like, you know, a 7-turn fight or something. And I have to heal up like constantly. Although speaking of healing up, probably am getting to the end of the road with Brick Break and Thunderbolt PP. Yeah, I can fight him one more time after this, and then I'm gonna have to go and heal up at the Pokemon Center. And then if Hariyama and Electrode get to 49, I'll put them in the box. I don't think they'll get to 49. Oh, maybe they will. I don't know. It'll be close. We'll see. They might. Because the Linoons do give a fair amount of XP. But yeah, the Pokemon I'm going to be using for the Eldest fight is Ursaring, Mawile, Sandslash, Glalie, Hariyama, and Golduck. So those are all the Pokemon I got to get to 49. Golduck, I think, is already at 49. I think Ursaring's 48. And obviously we're working on Hariyama right now. And I'm really just using Electra just to make things go a little bit quicker. I could obviously bring out Ursaring, but that's fine. It's not going to take too long to get Ursaring up. And then Sandslash will be easy to grind up. Obviously, Glalie and Sandslash will probably be grinding at the same time. Or I should say Snow-Run. It's not Glalie yet. Oh wait, do I have Ursaring on my team right now? Did I forget to update the team, or... No, Ursaring is on the team, okay. Want to make sure. Yeah, but I mentioned in the Artist fight, the reason I was using like Mightyena as my Intimidate user was simply because Mawile was more important for an upcoming fight, and Eldest is the one where Mawile is going to have some big usage. And I'll get to why. It's not really too crazy of a reason, but it just so happens that Mono Steel type is like exactly what I need to best pivot into certain situations, so... Worked out perfectly. Like, I can't be too mad about like Realgam Tower's encounter being a little bit of a miss with getting Numel, because Mawile was a really solid Pokemon to get from Pirate Coliseum, so it kind of worked out. Because like originally I thought Mawile was gonna have Hyper Cutter, because that's the ability it had when I fought Exel. And then we, when we fought Mirror B, all of a sudden it has Intimidate, and I'm like, what? But that ended up being, like, the best thing possible. Another Intimidate Pokemon is never a bad thing to get in a double battle format game. Okay, now we have to go heal, because I only have one power point left for, Brick Break and Thunderbolt. I don't know if this is the quickest area that has a Pokemon Center, but I tried to run into me. Alright. So we've officially fought him 7 times. We gotta do it 16 more. And we'll be good with Glalie's speed, or Snow-Run speed. And then we can focus on leveling it up so it can become a Glalie. But yeah, Eldest, I don't think Eldest is going to be like too hard of a fight. Like I said, there's like a degree of luck involved with it. And I mean, that's just Pokemon. Like, there's always going to be crazy, extraneous situations that could happen, where things could go horribly wrong, but I'm hoping that they don't. The fact is, we're deathless up to this point, which is incredible. So regardless of what happens in Eldest's fight and Greevil's fight, I mean, I made it far longer than I thought I would, without suffering a death. And really, like, the Artist fight, getting through that deathless was just... I was very happy with that. That was incredible. Because Artist, like, he's the second hardest fight in this game. Only next to Greevil, and for obvious reasons. Bart's prank calls to Moe's Tavern. Bart asked for those names. Really jockstrap. Yeah. Reading all of these would be a lot. Yeah, I know all the like prank call of like having someone read out loud, you know, a name that obviously isn't real and is just, it's kind of like, you know, almost like a modern day D's nuts joke or something. Cheeky Bart Simpson, yeah. That reminds me of like being in school and like and like it used to be I cup, you know, spell I cup. So stupid. That was like the funniest joke around the school between the ages of like 5 and 11, which made no sense. It was not that big of a deal. But yeah, I would, going back to the topic of like Ardos and Eldest, I think if I had to rank all the fights in this game, obviously Greevil, he stands alone at the very tippy top. He's got 4 legendary Pokemon. Like, I mean, technically, Lugia is its own fight first, and then you fight all 6 of his Pokemon back to back, right, on his actual team. But basically, you're fighting 7 Pokemon. I don't believe you are healed in between. So, y'all fight 7 Pokemon. 4 of them are legendaries. All of them are shadow Pokemon, and it's just crazy. It is crazy what they expect you to do against Greevil. And then Ardos, obviously, I think is number 2. His Pokemon, outside of Electabuzz, like all of his Pokemon could absolutely be on a competitive team. He's got Alakazam with all the punches. He's got Swellow, Heracross, Kingdra, and Snorlax. All of those were like really good in competitive play. Then for 3, I think I would actually give it, I don't know if I would give it to Eldest. He is a tough fight, but honestly, like, only one of his Pokemon is, like, properly leveled. The other ones are kind of lower. I might lean more towards, like, the second Snaddle fight being harder. Because having to deal with Starmie can be a bit of a problem. Like, thankfully, I had a Golduck with Cloud9, but if I didn't, yeah, that would have been a really tough one to get past. And then I would say Eldest. Eldest, is, you know, it's just because that Salamence can be a bit scary. He has a lot of Pokemon, though, that are quad weak to Ice, or just, like, regular weak to Ice, at least. Like, Salamence, Marowak, Flygon, and Ninjask are all weak to Ice. But the Lapras can be annoying with Shadow Storm, and Main Extra can be a problem with Shadow End. It's also really fast. And then from there, kind of like the fights are all over the place in terms of difficulty. It kind of depends on what Pokemon you're using. Like, Gonzap would probably be next in line, because he has, like, all of his Pokemon have Viper Beam, and that's a ridiculously powerful move. And there's some level of, you know, decent team building that he's got going on for him, so it can be a tough fight to get past. And then I guess it'd probably be like Lavrina 2, then Lavrina 1, then Snaddle 1, and way at the bottom, in last place, would be both Gorgon fights. Gorgon is not hard. Fight me on it. At least for Nuzlocking, it is not hard. I did both of his fights damageless. Bart once prank called Mo, and Mo said this is everyone in the tavern. A stupid moron with an ugly face. Oh my, I don't know if I want to read all this. Okay. And everyone laughed. Yeah, honestly, that sounds like an average Bart prank right there. Wait, what's up? Yeah. Yeah, I was ranking all of the boss fights in the order that I thought, at least for Nuzlocking, how hard they would be. I put Gonzap like in the middle. He does, like, while he doesn't have any shadow Pokemon, his team is kind of well built, and everyone knows Hyper Beam, so he can definitely get a KO somewhere if you're not careful. Unless, of course, he got lucky and got like Dust Skull as an encounter, or like some other Pokemon that resists normal at the very least, like Mawile, of course. But yeah, like, definitely Ardos and Greevil are just in a league of their own for difficulty in a Nuzlocke. Sup, lad? What's up, Nick? I'm in the middle of grinding Snorunt. We're trying to get a bunch of speed on him, so I just have him in the back with an experience share on, just so we can fight this guy over and over again to get delicious speed effort values until I'm satisfied. I am speed, yeah. Glalie, unfortunately, Glalie does not have a high enough speed tier to outspeed everything I want it to. But it's at least, it's good enough, at least. Where I can outspeed some of the problematic Pokemon towards the end game. Have you tried Crash Nitro Kart? I have. It's been a really long time since I played that game. I don't really think my disc works well anymore either. I think it freezes on a lot of the load screens. But I have played it, yeah. And I did like all the tracks coming back in the Crash Team Racing Nitro Field game. That was awesome. Even though, unfortunately, they weren't able to bring it back, like, 1-to-1, because, like, there was the whole anti-gravity mechanic in Nitro Kart that wasn't in Crash Team Racing, so they tried to compromise. But it's still cool. No, various amphetamine salts are speed. Up until you overdose and then die. When Coco was screaming, yes. Yeah, that's tag team racing. Yeah, I remember. Like, the co-op mode for Crash Tag Team Racing was absolutely legendary. It was so fun. You would go to the Stun Arena tracks, you would crank it up to, like, 15-minute session, and then you and your friend would just do the dumbest things, listening to the characters just go absolutely insano style every couple of seconds, because they would not shut up in that game. Which character did you use mostly in Team Bandicoot and Team Cortex during Nitro Kart? I think it was Crash for Bandicoot, and it was I think it was Tiny for Team Cortex. Pretty sure. But it has been a long time since I played them, so I don't 100% remember. I use mostly Coca for Team Bandicoot and Cortex for Team Cortex. I mean, that's perfectly fine. I did like in that game that there was like the team mechanic where like you had like an AI teammate racing alongside you, so if they won the race, you still got credit. That was kind of cool. A nice way to kind of balance difficulty if people were really struggling with it. I thought it was neat. Alright, that is 36 for Snow Runt. Evolves at 42, so we're still a little ways away, but it's getting there. And we're almost at level 49 for Hariyama and Electrode. And then we can bring up new Pokemon here. In Crash 2, Coco's battery on her laptop was flat. I think Coco said my battery is died. Yeah. That was at the beginning of the game. That's what sets you on the quest. You get like warped back to the first hub area, warp room, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Were they called warp rooms in Crash 2? They probably were. I know they were called it in Crash 3. That was when Coco was first introduced. Yep, they were warpers. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember if that term started in Crash 3 or if that started in Crash 2 or not. Alright, so we can battle one more time before I'm gonna have to go heal up and get my BP back. Cannot neglect the PP. Coco is the best, yeah. I enjoyed playing as Coco a lot. It was nice in like Insane Trilogy and Crash 4 that you could just kind of flip-flop between them. I just like to play as Coco all the time, yeah. Perfectly fine with that. It would also be cool if they kind of gave them like different skill sets too, so that they felt different to play. But still, just the fact that you can play between both of them and you know their gameplay styles are interchangeable. That was pretty fun. All right, let's do this, and then we'll go heal up. I think Electrode will get to 49. I'm not sure if Hariyama will. Hariyama might be just shy. He's either just gonna get there or he's just not. We'll see. Alright. So Electrode's gonna get to 49. We'll put that in the back. Probably promote Ursaring to the active team. But does Hariyama get there? Probably not. We'll see. Yeah, not quite enough for a level up for Hariyama, so we have to do one more. That's okay. Okay. So 1 second, let me alright. So put Ursaring in the lead slot. And I gotta go heal up because Hariyama has only 1 PP for Brick Break left. And I do not want to run out of PP during the fight and then, you know, stupid things happen. I mean, they're only level 26, so like the odds that something crazy happens is very low, but I guess theoretically it's not impossible. Good stuff. Let's head back. And then after this battle, Hariyama will be 49. And we can start leveling up someone else here. I think I'll probably just have to put someone in the box and promote somebody else up to the team. I'll probably bring up... Mawile next. Because Sand Slash, I have a special assignment for grinding. That doesn't really matter. I think both of these kill. The question is, does Ursaring outspeed Linoon? I kind of don't think it does. So unfortunately, Linoon's probably going to get off Headbutt here. So we could flinch. I guess what I could start doing, I could just start attacking the same slot. Because Ursaring does outspeed Zigzagoon, so I wouldn't have to risk the potential flinch chance there. Probably the best way to go about it. This playthrough has more grinding than Gen 5. Honestly, kind of true. And the crazy thing is, at the beginning of the playthrough, I thought, I think I said something like, I didn't expect it to be as grindy as Pokemon Coliseum was. But I was wrong. I didn't realize that the trainers just don't scale up with your level for whatever reason. So like the only place that you can really grind that has like about the levels you would want to fight against is Mount Battle. But the main issue is I also want to EV train my Pokemon, so that's why I'm fighting this guy, right? Because he gives 6 speed effort values. It's just a whole mess. Whole mess of things. Anyway, Hariyama is done. Yeah, let me go to the PC box. I gotta put away somebody. I guess I'll put away Electrode because I'm not using Electrode for the Eldest fight. I will likely be using Electrode for the Greevil fight though. I'll heal while I'm here. At the end of Crash of the Titans, Crash said pancakes. Coco wanted to have pancakes, yeah. Like the first word that he says, right? Outside of that, it was just gibberish all the time. Are you seriously going to level that Elekid all the way up to the level cap? Not for Eldest, but for Greevil, yeah. Electabuzz matches up really well with Greevil because it has Ice Punch on it. So it can hit every single one of Greevil's Pokemon for super effective damage except Tauros. I mean, technically you can use Cross Chop, but I don't want to do that. 80 accurate, and it has Intimidate. Not exactly a great recipe for success there. Yeah, so let's take off Electrode. And let's put on Yeah, Maul Wild is who I said I was gonna do. There we go. Okay. But the good thing about Elekid is it's a traded Pokemon, so it gets more experience. Coco said then we will have pancakes with jam topping. Yeah, I think I remember the end of Crash the Titans. Although I didn't really play it that much. It wasn't really my kind of game as a kid. I did beat it like twice. Alright, after this battle, I'm going to check and make sure that it should be... How many more? 7? 7 more battles. Until Snorunt gets the speed I'm looking for, and then we can just battle against anybody. And the grind will be a lot quicker at that point. Been going for a little over 75 minutes at this point, so not too bad. I predicted it would take about 90 minutes to do all the EV training. So we're kind of on pace. Hail. Nah, I think I'm fine. It is an interesting... Like, Hail's not bad because it can get rid of, like, Shadow Sky, but we have Golduck for that, so I'm not really too worried at the moment. And I can always move or learn it if I really want to learn it again. Linoon has Icy Wind? Why is this the first I'm hearing of it? Since when does it have Icy Wind? That's crazy. That's a fun fact I never knew about. All right, let me save and we'll see how we're doing. So right now Snorunt is at 96 speed and it needs 136. So yeah, if we fight him 7 more times, that'll be 2 more than what we need, which is fine. I'm fine with going over by a little bit, not a big deal. Oops. Crash is to fight Cortex, and I assume Coco is to fight Nina. Yeah, they're kind of each other's rivals, right? I'm gonna just double attack into 1. That might be better. I'm not sure. Maybe this wasn't the better play, but I'm just gonna do this. Just because Ice Beam can kill Zigzagoon, but it can't kill Linoon. So this might be a little bit of a better way of doing it. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure I know exact. Oh, I used Facade instead of Return. I think it still will kill, though. I think I know who it's targeting with Dig, though. Have a good feeling about that one. Alright. Just gotta do it 6 more times. And then we can start grinding against the bigger trainers. The ones that give a lot more experience in this. In Crash Mind Over Mutant for the Wii, did you know that you can play as Coco as well? I'm pretty sure. I only played Mind Over Mutant once, and I don't even know if I finished the game. I really don't even remember if I did or not. I just remember that you had like boss fights with like I know like Crunch and Coco had like boss fights, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know if I even ever actually finished it. I can't remember. You finished it a long time ago? Yeah. The last time I played it was probably like around when it first came out, you know? Maybe played it at least for like 15 hours, but yeah, I don't think I played it much more than that. It's like exploring in an open world, like in Twinsanity. Yeah. Like I didn't necessarily like hate the game. I don't remember like disliking it or anything like that. But I don't know. It just didn't really feel like a Crash game to me. Is probably like the best way I can put it. But I did really love Crash 4. I think what they did with that game was awesome. I gotta check how many more times I can use Ice Beam. Because I would imagine I am running low on that. Yeah, we can do one more fight, then I'm gonna have to heal. When Crash Insanity had a lot of content that was cut, Coco was also meant to be playable. Oh, really? I knew that there was a whole like level design for her, but yeah, I didn't know that she was meant to be playable. That sounds right though. I think probably like the final product of Twinsanity was only maybe about 30% of the actual vision they had for the game. There were a lot of things that were cut. Alright, please don't use Icy Wind or Dig. Okay, just don't use Dig. Be very appreciative if you did not use Dig here. Water Pulse. What is this Lainu? Water Pulse? I don't know. Coco is playable in Wrath of Cortex as well, only in some levels. Yeah, I forget which ones, but yeah, I do know there were a couple. I think like one was like bonsai something. It's still pretty cool. Yeah, away guy. Trying to heal my Pokemon. Okay, so we got level 37 Snorunt. Also, I'm right in front of the counter, and yet we're not talking to this lady. Get out of the way. Alright, let's head back to the outskirts stand. And let me just really quick, I'll save and check again. I think it's 5 more times. It's either 4 or it's 5 that we gotta fight this guy. Oops. We're at 114. I need 136. Yeah, so it's okay. 4 more times, even better. We are almost there. Four more times. And then I promise you, the grind will be a lot quicker after that point. We will start zooming through levels. CTR Nitro Field victory pose for Coco is she laughs and she takes selfies on her smartphone. Yeah. Yeah, there were a lot of cool changes made with that game. They put a lot of effort into that remake. It was good. I was also kind of a menace in Nitro Field. I was very good at the game, and so if you ever saw me in an online match, I would typically be lapping people. I was so goddamn good. Although the one thing I never really learned how to do was like the U-turning technique. I remember that was a very big one that like people found out about, and they were using in all sorts of time trial stuff. I could never figure that one out. I was too big of a fan of the air brake. I completely perfected the air brake. I was so good at it. Alright, 3 more times with this guy. And Snorunt is officially as fast as I want it to be. Fast enough, at least. And Mawile might get to 43 here. I don't really think I care too much about getting Mawile to 49. Like, if it happens, great, but it's not a big deal if Mawile is a little lower level than that going into Eldest, because really it's only going to be used to pivot into like 2, maybe 3 times throughout the whole battle. And it should only ever have to take like resisted moves, so it really shouldn't be a problem. But we'll still level it up a bit. Alright. And that is Zigzagoon and Linoon defeated. Just gotta do 2 more times. It's also level 43 from Mawile. I like how CTR Nitro Field had some skins too, like Star Cocoa Princess, Cocoa Beach, all of the different, yeah. Yeah, the only thing I didn't like about it was, like, you know, the microtransactions. They originally, when the game came out, they said that there wasn't going to be any, and then there ended up being some, and that was kind of some discourse there, but that was the only thing I didn't really like about it. But I did like how the skins looked. I did like all the different cosmetics and such. They did have other skins too, like Retro Cocoa, Purple Cocoa, Lens Cocoa, and Blue Cocoa. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there were a lot. Like, they had different customization for, like, your cart, your wheels, like, your effects on your wheels. And, of course, the characters. They had, like, something for everything. I think I was rocking, like, a hover car. I think that's what I was using. Alright, one more fight with Ryder Willie, and officially we will be able to just start grinding against the Red Hexagon brother, and things will go a little bit quicker. It's been over the 90-minute mark, so I'm taking a little bit longer than I expected, but not too much longer. It wasn't that bad. So I anticipate that this grind will also be a little while, but it shouldn't be too long before we get to Eldest. And we will get to Eldest today. Promise you that. And when we beat him, if we beat him, let's not take it for granted, but if and when we beat him, we'll see where we're at in terms of, like, how long I've been going for, and either we'll save the rest of the grinding for next time before we do Greevil, or we will get some of the grinding done to make it less work when we try to beat the game on Tuesday. Sorry, I was trying to check stuff. Okay. Which character did you use mostly in Crash Bash? Was it Crash, Coco, Dingodile, Tiny? I think when I was a kid, it was always Crash. But later, I think most people, like especially speedrunners, they like most commonly use Tiny and Koala Kong because their stats for a lot of the mini games are like the best, the most optimal to play with. So nowadays I would play as Tiny or Koala Kong, but back when I was really young, I used to play as Crash all the time. He was my guy. You mostly use Coco, yeah. Yeah, when me and my sister, we would do like a co-op adventure mode of that game. And she would play as Coco, I'd play as Crash. Which was pretty fitting, right? Because brother and sister. But she also always made herself player 1. So she got the better camera angle when playing the ballistics games. It was always a fight with who gets to be player 1 with those games. It's crazy. What's your sister's favorite Crash character? It's Coco. Pretty much any female protagonist in any game, that's usually her favorite. She's a very simple-minded creature sometimes. Alright, so Glalie is, or SnowRunt, sorry, is officially all done. We are all good with SnowRunt. Also, I forgot to update that the team changed here. We just need to update Electrode. We swapped out for Mawile. Oh yeah, okay, Mawile, yeah, let's take up the whole goddamn screen. That's a great idea. Phenomenal. You're like double the size I need you to be. Okay. Coco's also your favorite? Yeah. This is a good character, for sure. Alright, now what we can do. We can go to Cypher Lab and we can make this grind go a lot quicker. So what we're going to have to do first, I'm going to heal up. I'm going to have to update the team again, by the way. Because I need to make one massive substitution here. And I also might... I don't know if I have a Protect TM on me or not. I might. I'm going to have to teach Protect. Sand Slash. That's who I want to bring up. Okay. And we'll bench Elekid for now. Let me put Choice Band on you. Alright, and then do I have a Protect TM? Or am I going to have to buy that? I'm going to have to buy it. Okay, give me 1 minute. Not going to take too long. I'm going to buy, I think I'm going to buy 3 Protect TMs because I think that's what I'm going to need in total. Obviously, Protect isn't as valuable as it was in Coliseum because the problem is the AI is not consistent in this game. They always coin flip their target. But it's still good enough. It's worth putting on because it's not hard to slot that on. And it can definitely help in a lot of situations, so it's never a bad move to use. Alright, so let's go ahead and teach Protect. I was in the TM pocket. I'm getting lost in my own bag. Alright. I'm going to teach this. And we're going to get rid of Water Pulse. I don't think I would ever click Water Pulse. Like, it's not a terrible move, but I like crunch more here, so we're gonna get rid of water pulse. And then while we're here, let me also teach you the sand slash. Just for later. We'll get rid of poison sting. It's kind of a whatever move. And you know what? We'll also teach it to Hariyama while I'm here. And we're going to get rid of Rock Tomb. It's too inconsistent and the power isn't great, so we're going to get rid of Rock Tomb here. Okay, so that's all good. Reorder the moves. Okay. Now, actually, let me put, for now, I'm gonna put protect in the top because of how we're gonna grind this. Let me just double check Sand Slash's speed stat. It's 80. Yep, that's gonna be fast enough. Yeah, with Choice Band and Earthquake, it should just take out both Met Cargo and Camera when we're grinding. And again, this should go a lot quicker, and we should be able to level up Snow Run very fast. In Crash 3 and Bye Bye Blimps in the Insane Trilogy, if you complete the level, did you know that Coco blows a kiss every time you complete that? I did not know that. At least not off the top of my head. Maybe when I was playing it I noticed it, but didn't commit it to memory or anything. Okay. Let me also... Alright, so let's go to Cypher Lab. And we are going to start grinding up Snow Run to Glalie. And once Glalie is 49, we'll put someone else in the lead to start leveling them up too. Yeah. We basically have to get... really, again, Mawile doesn't have to get to 49, but everyone else I would like to get to 49. But this is going to be the team that we're going to use going into Eldis. Everyone here is important. They have a role to fill, so hopefully we can keep the deathless streak going. But yeah, Choice Band Earthquake from Sand Slash is a guaranteed kill on Met Cargo and Camera, and obviously it's faster than both of the two. Even with the level difference, it should not matter. And I think worst case, like if let's say Camera somehow does live, I think the best move it has is Eruption. And so yeah, we can just mash A because I have Earthquake in the top slot for Sand Slash, and I have Protect in the top slot for Snow Run here. And with the experience share, it'll go much quicker, right? Nice crit. That does not matter. It's a 4x effective move, but yeah, so basically we can just keep doing this over and over and over again. It's a one-turn fight. It takes all of maybe about 30-ish, 40-ish seconds to do. And we get a lot of experience. And we just have to do this a whole bunch of times until everybody is 49. So hopefully the grind will not be that bad. So thank everybody for being patient as I was EV training. Obviously EV training is longer than just doing level grinding, so now we can actually get somewhere. Now we can make some serious progress here. We're going to be getting like I think Snow Run's going to be getting like around 2,600 experience every time we do this, so it's going to be leveling up pretty fast. And like I said, it's basically just mash the A button because it's Earthquake Protect every time. Alright, not quite enough for 40, but I mean, it's very close. We'll definitely get there next time. Yeah, I think on average it's going to be like we do this fight 2 times for 1 level up for whoever's holding the experience share. And like I said, Snowrun's the one that's going to take the longest to level up, so once that's good, yeah, we can kind of start breezing through levels at that point. And depending on how quick it goes, maybe I can also start worrying about Elekid and save myself the need to grind as long. Wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. Because otherwise Elekid's going to take a really long time to do. Alright. Earthquake. Protect. Yeah, it's going to be about 2 times for 1 level up, maybe 3 in some situations, but yeah. So this won't be that bad, and we're not even 2 hours into this stream so far. So the night is still young. We have plenty of time here. But I will be excited when we get past Eldis. Knowing that there's just 1 trainer left, it's a great thing, because you know exactly what you're working with, you know exactly the plans, the strategies you have available to you, and again, the fight is very unlikely to do Deathless, but it could happen. It could happen. We're going to need a lot of luck. A lot of luck. And if you think that you can bring the luck, then absolutely come on by and show some love, and hopefully I can make history. My first attempt of doing a Pokemon XD hardcore Nuzlocke, and I somehow accidentally do a Deathless. That would be incredible. There are idle animations in Crash Insane Trilogy. For example, Gogo's phone rings and she answers it. I think there's also one that her phone explodes or something. And there was like a challenge that someone did of trying to beat the entire game without, I don't know if it was without spinning or what it was, but they use that feature to like blow up certain crates because it actually does have like a hitbox. It's pretty cool. I forget what the challenge was, but whatever it was, it did use that. Okay. Oops. Not trying to do all that. What level is Sand Slash too? I need to pay attention to that. It's still 42. All right, so it hasn't leveled up at all. Okay. So I mean, Sand Slash should be fine. Like there should be no way. There should be no way Sand Slash over levels here. But yeah, I guess once Snowrun gets to 49, depending on what level Sand Slash is, I might like experience Share Mawile for a little while. And we'll get that up. Oh, well, there you go. Snowrun is finally evolving in the Glalie. Fantastic news. I also forgot to update that Sand Slash was on the team to begin with. They're doing a great job of updating the team. Alright, Sand Slash, you are on the team. You're good. And then Snowrunt has finally, after all this time, finally evolved into Glalie. Do I not have a picture of Glalie? I don't think I do. I'm gonna have to go grab one really quick. Hold on. 1 second. Okay. Let me plug it in here. And let me make sure it is properly sized. It's a little bit bigger than what it needs to be. Okay. Awesome. There you go. Okay. It wants to learn Hail again. No. Stop. Okay. Let's save. I don't know when the last time I saved was. Apparently it's been 11 minutes, so yeah. I want to make sure I'm keeping my progress up to speed. Coco is very smart, yeah. Big brain. Gigamind. Alright, Earthquake and Protect. We're also getting a lot of money from all this, which is nice too. Not really too important, but getting money will make the grind for Electabuzz a little bit lesser because we'll just be able to kind of pump it with vitamins to get effort values on it. So I wanted to spend as much time grinding. Coco can even fly a plane, yep. True, true. Alright, Earthquake protects. Also, I gotta look up how much PP I have left, because it would be very bad if I ran out of PP for the move while I'm doing this. I think I probably have like 2 left, or 1 or 2 left, but I'll check before I go into a battle again. I have, yeah, I have 2 earthquakes left. Okay, so we can do it 2 more times, then I gotta go heal. Gotta make sure to remember to check that every so often, because if I don't have earthquake PP going into that, that's really bad. I could potentially lose a Pokemon for that kind of a mistake. Coco can drive. Maybe she can get her driver's license. Oh, I would hope she has a driver's license before she starts driving a vehicle. And getting some critical hits on this Magcargo too. This poor Magcargo has it pretty rough. Getting hit for 1 billion damage from a 4x effective move. Alright, 1 more fight with him, and then I gotta go heal. Cannot neglect the PP. Must make sure we have enough PP. It's funny in Twinsanity when Coco kicks Cortex. My crystals! Yeah. Very funny. Very iconic moment. You think Coco's kicks are powerful? Absolutely. I'm pretty sure like that was in like Wrath of Cortex that like she obviously had some kind of martial arts training. Because she was able to do like kicks in that game too. So she's definitely trained. Alright, let's go heal up. Almost as powerful as Sheila. I don't know if I would go that far. I think biologically, or I should say anatomically speaking, kangaroos are probably better at kicking than humans are, but it definitely hurts. Man, my shoulder is starting to kind of hurt a little bit. I don't know why. Alright, fully healed and ready to start attacking again. We are officially past the 2-hour mark. And Gale is 44. So it's going very well. Sandslash is about to be 44 as well. We'll get there probably next time. Yeah, we'll get Gale to 49, then I'll bring Mawile in here with the experience share as well. We'll level that up. And then we just gotta do Ursaring. And we're good. Whatever Sandslash is at, I think we'll just call it and go for Eldest right after that. I don't think we need to draw this out any longer. Alright. Earthquake and Protect. Oh man. God. I don't know, it's like my shoulder neck area is kind of like in pain right now. I don't know what's happening. Kuko's not the only one who flies the plane. Tails also has one. Well, that's a different franchise, but yeah. Oh, man. See if I can get Gale to 49 before Earthquake runs out of PP here. That's why Tails is my favorite Sonic character, because they're smart. He flies with his 2 tails as well, yeah. EQ and Protect. We'll get Gale to 45 with this battle. Knuckles is cool too. He is very strong and powerful. Yeah, I think when we were talking about it, I said Knuckles was my favorite. Although I, again, haven't really played too many games from the Sonic franchise. Amy is cool too. She even has a hammer. Yeah, the bonk hammer. The hat of discipline, Ed boy. Alright. Good old Amy Rose. Alright, next fight we'll get to 46. I think I have 5 PP left of Earthquake, but I'll check. So I'll probably have to heal one more time. I think we'll probably run out of PP on Earthquake here. But not a big deal. Again, this is going as fast as possible. Like I don't think there's really any way I could make this go any quicker. A level 50 trainer definitely seems like Or a trainer that has 2 level 50 Pokemon that die in 1 turn seems like the fastest trainer to grind against. I think Amy Rose can be Sonic's girlfriend. She wants to marry him after he rescued her from Metal Sonic. Maybe. I don't know too much about the lore of everything with the Sonic franchise, but who knows? Alright, 4 more PP. Gotta count it out. Make sure I commit it to memory. And then we'll get Mawile in here, start leveling it up. And then it'll just be Ursaring, and we'll be ready to go and fight Eldis. And I'm hoping the fight will go pretty well. We can only hope. Oh, I have 5 PP. I thought I had 4. Okay, well, even better. Probably once we get Gale all leveled up to 49, I will take a little break here. Not long, just like maybe a 2-3 minute break. And then we will go right back to grinding. And I do think we'll probably get to Eldis within the next hour thereabout. At least that's the hope. Sandslash should get the 45, probably next battle. Actually, maybe it'll be one more after that. Alright, 3 more. And let me also save, too. It's probably been a little while since I last saved. Yeah, about 7 minutes. Usually, Nightbot yaps at me to save, and I have it set so that it, you know, it's supposed to send a message every hour, but I don't know. Nightbot, it does what it wants sometimes. I once had a dream when I was a kid that there was a giant boy and said he's hungry. He said, I'm gonna have some girls for lunch. I think that's the funniest dream I had ever had in my life. Very interesting. Again, I can barely even remember my dreams at all, so I'm surprised you remember that. Like, I'll remember like a fragment of a dream for like maybe 3 minutes, and then it'll completely slip my mind. I used to get nightmares when I was younger, but I don't get them much anymore. Yeah, like, I don't really know if I've had nightmares as well. And again, I can never really remember my dreams, so... Yeah, like, I probably have, like, 2 or 3 dreams that I remember my whole life. and none of them are really, like, worth sharing in a story or anything like that. They're just very odd things that happen. I don't know, the ways my brain likes to entertain itself during off hours. Or I guess semi-off hours. Alright, one more fight against Re6. I'll double check really quick that I do in fact have one more Earthquake PP, but I'm pretty sure that is correct. Yeah, one more and then we gotta go heal up. And then it's very quick for us to get to 49 from there. At least for Gale. And yeah, we'll save the game, and I'll kind of take a little bit of a break, and we'll come back and grind up Mawile next, and finish up with Ursaring as well. Ursaring is I think just like a half a level away from 49, so it will not take long at all to get that done. And yeah, then we'll be ready to go for the fight against Eldis. And hopefully all goes well and we manage to do it without any issue. I think we got a good strat for it. Although, again, like I said, there is an outside chance that things could go wrong. But, you know, the hope is that that doesn't happen. We can only hope sometimes. Alright, that's 48. Yeah, it's either going to be 2 or 3 more times we got to fight for Gale to get to 49 here. Oops. Didn't mean to interact with that a second time, but thankfully I said no. Alright. Fight him again. Very close for Gale to be done here. Earthquake and Protect. Alright, and we'll see if it only takes 1 more or if it's 2 more to get to 49 here. Yeah, it's probably going to be 2, but we'll just take experience share off of Gale to do that. Honestly, how much does Ursaring need to level up? Because I might just be able to put the experience share on him. Yeah, we could do that. That'll work out perfectly. So I'll do 1 more battle with Gale holding the experience share, then we'll give it to Ursaring. And that'll just get Ursaring done. And then it's just Mawile and Sand Slash officially. So once they're good to go, we are good to go for Eldest. Earthquake and Protect. Alright, and now let me put the experience share on Ursaring. I want to see Agent 9 eat bananas. Well, he is a monkey, so he probably would love it. Probably also eat the peel, potentially. Alright, and then let's... Speed share Ursaring. Leave the area, come back. Yeah, and we'll do this, and then I will go heal up. I'll reorganize all the moves on Gale and Mawile, set them up for when we're starting to do that, and then I will take a little break. But I'll be back in like probably 3 to 5 minutes, thereabout. And we'll continue the grind. We're almost there. Shouldn't be too much longer. I think, you know, we've been going for about 2 hours, 20 minutes at this point, so it'll probably be around the 3-hour mark, maybe a little bit longer than that when we get to Eldest. But yeah, it's not much longer now. It's not much longer. Alright, and that should be Gale to 49. Oh, actually, maybe it doesn't get Gale to 49. No, not quite. Not quite. Thrash, no. Return and Facade are definitely going to be better moves here. Alright, so then let me take it off of you. Put it on you. Alright. One more time. I thought Gale was close enough that it would get there without the experience share, but apparently no. So we gotta do it one more time. Alright, now without a doubt, Gale will get the 49 here. Without a doubt. Okay. Let me go heal up. Agent 9 talks too much as well. Someone drew Laura putting her finger on Agent 9's mouth, telling him that he's talking too much. Yeah. He is a chatterbox. Probably has some kind of like, you know, ADHD or, you know, hyperactivity as well. Good old Agent 9, yeah. Well, I don't have to be at the Pokemon storage. Yeah, I think officially we just need to do this and reorganize the moves again. You have Protect in the top. Yep, perfect. Okay, everything looks good. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna really quick take a little break. Just for about 5 minutes. I'll be right back. And we will continue the grind to 49. Alrighty. I am now back, so let's go ahead and continue the grind. I put Mawile and, yeah, Sandslash are in the lead. I didn't mean to do that again. So now we just gotta go and fight this guy until Mawile is 49. And whatever Sandslash is at, that's perfectly fine. He doesn't have to get to 49. He's really only going to have one roll for this fight, and it's not really too big of a... too important of one. But it is still the reason I'm bringing him along. Like, if he can at least get to, like, 47 or 8, I'd be pretty happy with that. I don't think I'd be too upset with that. Alright, Earthquake Protect. Basically spamming A again. Yeah, I definitely think Sandslash will get to 47. 48 is possible, we'll say. There's 44 from Mawile. I don't know what Mawile's experience group is. I think it's probably in one of the faster ones, but regardless, it'll just take a, you know, probably what, an average of 2 or 3 fights to level up, so worst case it'll be like another 12, 13 fights with this guy. So yeah, we around the 3-hour mark of this stream, which, you know, we're almost at 2.5 at this point. Yeah, we should be fighting Eldis. I would imagine. And hopefully everything goes perfectly as I want it to. Yeah, Mawile definitely seems to be in a better experience group because it's getting far more experience than Gale was. Or, well, not more experience, but like the bar is going up quicker than Gale's bar was, I should say. They're getting the same experience. It's about 2,600-ish experience every time if you're holding the experience share and participating in battle. Alright. Mawile's 45. Things are going great. And Sandslash, I think, still has 6 more PP as well, so we're doing good there too. I guess I started stream a little bit earlier than I normally do, because yeah, it's like, it's really not even that late right now. Didn't realize it. Because I think normally I start around 6, but I think today I actually got set up closer to like 5:30. Alright, Earthquake Protect. Not used to this. Next battle, we'll get Mawile to 46. This is going fantastic. Krusty the Clown fell into a wood chipper, called it Krusty Me. God dang, The Simpsons is wild. I haven't really watched it in recent years, but I do remember liking it when I was actively checking out the episodes here and there. Gets us to 46 from Mawile. Where's Sandslash at? Sandslash is like halfway to 7. Stockpile? Nah. Don't need it. Nope, don't need to swallow. Nope, don't need to learn how to spit. Mawile, we're not learning any moves right now. We're just focusing on getting you leveled up. Okay. I wonder how much money I have too after fight. Like, this guy gives like $2,000 every time I fight him, so I can only imagine the amount of money I have. I'll probably have like, it might be like 160,000 at this rate. It's insane. I'll check when I'm all done grinding. I'll check and see where I'm at. Well, either way, let me take this time to just yap about what the expectation for the Eldest fight's gonna be. So when we fight Eldest, he leads with Ninjask and Shadow Manectric, and Manectric's a pretty annoying Pokemon because it's really fast and it has Shadow End, which is, I would say, the scariest Shadow move in the game, because obviously it's 120 base power and always super effective against whatever it hits. It does have 60 accuracy, but you can't rely on that to bail you out. But the good news is Manectric should, just like how most people have, you know, most trainers have operated up to this point, Shadow Manectric should prefer Shadow Sky on turn 1 instead of Shadow End, which will mean it will not just straight up try to kill me on turn 1, which will be good. And the goal is to have Ursaring, you know, Guts boosted, Choice Band, Facade kill Manectric. That's obviously unnecessary. We don't need like Choice Band and Facade to pull that off probably. But the real reason we're doing that is because the next Pokemon that comes in is Salamence. So we want to make sure that with Ursaring having Choice Band and all of that stuff going for it, it can take out Salamence pretty consistently. And then after that, we're going to withdraw Ursaring, and we're going to kind of play a game of pivoting, right? Using Sandslash and Mawile to kind of bait certain attacks. And eventually we want our endgame team to be Hariyama and Golduck on the field. So that Golda can one-shot Flygon and Marowak, and then Hariyama can two-shot the Lapras, leaving just Ninjask on the field, and Ninjask should be a very easy Pokemon to deal with on its own, because it's not exactly powerful, and Mawile will have swapped in enough times to give it like some Intimidate debuffs. So yeah, like even if this thing gets really lucky, it should be okay. Now, of course, there is a chance though that we could lose a Pokemon. If Ninjask gets really lucky, it would have to double crit and double hit Ursaring. But it could happen, and obviously if it, you know, plays around with Silverwind Omni boosting a whole bunch, then that could also cause problems. But ultimately, it should be roughly like a 1 in 1,000 chance that things go poorly. So the expectations are that that will not happen. That will just be worst case scenario. So hopefully it'll all be good. Do you know why Sandy wears a glass helmet and a suit? Well, it's to not drown. You know, squirrels can't exactly live underwater in normal circumstances. But yeah, Eldest should not be too bad. It's definitely not as intimidating as a fight, or intimidating of a fight as Ardos was. His team's not nearly as well built as Ardos. But again, things can still go wrong. It's not a gimme. But granted, what fight outside of Gorgon is a gimme in this game? There are not many. How much PP do we have? 2 or 1? Oh. We have 2 left. Okay. So I'll probably have to heal 1 more time, because I don't think I'm going to have enough PP left to get Mawile up to 49 here. Just with 2 more battles. But yeah, then after we do this, after we get Mawile to 49, the only thing I have left to do is I just have to get I have to burn Ursaring really quick, which my luck with burning Ursaring has been pretty horrible as of late, so we'll see how that goes. We will see how that goes. Poison's fine too, but I would rather it be burned, because then you don't have to worry about like taking damage outside of battle, which is just really obnoxious. $47 for Sand Slash. Alright, let me double check. One PP left, yeah. Just want to verify, because, like I said, if I go into battle against Resix and he has, you know, his Magcargo Camerupt and I don't have a way to deal with them, that's not good. That is really not good. And I don't know if he has random AI or smart AI. I don't know. Like, some of these trainers do, some of them don't. But assuming he has smart AI, that would be very bad news. So it's EQ Protect. And then we'll go and heal up one more time. And we'll get Mawile to 49 with 1 more battle against Resix. Alright, let's take the experience share off of Mawile at this point. Don't want to go too high over level 49. Okay. Go heal up. Leave and come back. And yeah, we're the stream has been going for about 2 hours 40 minutes. So we're making some pretty good time. I kind of thought it would take a little bit longer to get to Eldest, so this is pretty good. Pretty happy about that. But, you know, we'll see how long it takes to burn Ursaring, because we have been getting some pretty bad luck when it comes to doing that. Alright. Earthquake protect. And 49 from Mawile. Good stuff. So let me really quick just withdraw Elekid. Just so we can try to burn Ursaring really quick. And then I'll obviously go and withdraw whoever I deposited for this. Don't have to update the team or anything. Alright, Elekid, where you at? Everyone was just a question mark, so I had no idea where anyone was. Get rid of Mawile for a second. Come back for you. And then also let me save. Let me also check Sandslash really quick. I just need to make sure that it can live 2 specific damage ranges. Again, this would only be like worst case scenario, but I just need to make sure everything is good there. Alright, Sandslash. He's level 47 here. They can hit from the Flygon first. Yeah. They had like pretty much nothing. Alright, and then let me check the other thing. Yeah, everything should be good then. Alright, we'll be fine. Even a double hit crit range would not kill Sandslash. Okay. Good to know. So let me put Ursaring in the lead slot here. And I'll put leftovers for now, just so I can also, what is Elekid have? Lumberry, perfect. Alright. Alright. Oh, I did not mean to go back to Cypher Lab. That's a force of habit right there. I meant to go to Gate Village. Get some training for Elekid in here while I'm trying to burn Ursaring. Alright, let's hope one of these days, right? You would think that I would hit that 10% burn chance on like the first try. At least the first 3 tries, maybe? Can today be that day? Let's first take out the 2 dust stocks first. Just don't want them interfering right now. Alright. Now, Elekid, all you gotta do is just burn the bear. All you gotta do, buddy. It's all you. No burn on the first try. Come on, Elekid. We got this. Come on, buddy. Just punch him. No burn there. There's a level called Desert Ruins and you play Sheila, but it's in a different way. Yeah, that's like the kind of side-scroller kind of gameplay one. Alright, come on. Fire punch the bear and burn him. You got this, Saprong. Alright, that's I think 3 punches so far. Come on. Four fire punches later, do we get a burn? Nope. We get a poison on Elekid, of course. A tradition as old as time. Fire punch again for the 5th time. Let's see if we got it on this one. Still no dice. Also, this Beautifly is a massive hater towards Elekid. Has it hit Ursaring a single time this fight? I think it has only attacked Elekid the whole time. Come on, buddy. I think I must have to be like the most unlucky person when it comes to these 10% odds because it's actually ridiculous. I think I've used Fire Punch a grand total of like 26 times on this Ursaring and I've never actually gotten a burn on it. Across like today and then the last time we were trying to burn Ursaring. Yeah, I think I've used Fire Punch about 26 to 30 times. It just has not burned. Like, unless I'm misremembering, and there's not a 10% burn chance. But that, I don't think is correct. I'll double check though, let's see. Yeah, Fire Punch does damage and has a 10% chance of burning the target. So it's not like I'm misremembering anything. It's just not burning. We are almost out of PP of Fire Punch. Oh, we got the poison. Again, I don't really like the poison, though, because then I get hurt on the way up there, but I'll have to take what I get. I just don't understand why I just cannot burn Ursaring with Fire Punch. It is very unlikely for it to take this many Fire Punches to burn. But here we are. Okay. Either way, let's go put Elekid in the box and withdraw Mawile again. Okay. Oh, I don't know why I did that. They were both in the lead slot. Anyway. We're gonna have Citrus Berry on Mawile, a Choice Band on Ursaring. Who else? Sand Slash will have Citrus Berry. Golduck is Lumberry. I was already holding one. Well, now you're holding this one. This is going to be the better one. Glalie has Citrus Berry. And Hariyama has Leftovers. Awesome stuff. Alright, that should be everything. Let me make sure the moves are correct. Yep. Looks good. Yep, everything looks good. Okay. I think we have everything we need. I just have to do my best to keep Ursaring's HP up. Because obviously it's going to take damage every couple of steps, which is annoying, but it's how we're going to have to do this. Okay. So let's work our way up, and we will finally get to the Eldest fight. We're not even 3 hours in, and here we are. So this is good. We made some pretty good progress today. And like I said, on Tuesday, the plan is to beat the game. We will have to do some level grinding when it comes to Elekid. And also a couple of other members of the team, but it should not be that bad. Again, Elekid is a trade Pokemon, so it doesn't take nearly that long to level up. Once we EV train it to where I want it to be, we can simply just slap the XP share on it and then just go to town on whoever. me look at his health right now. Still at 125. He's good. The battle doesn't start until I think we enter the room that Eldest and Greevil are in. Have you tried 10-pin bowling? It's pretty fun. Is that like is that the name of the minigame in Crash Tag Team Racing? Or just like bowling in general? Because I've done both. Yeah, okay, so I think as soon as we enter this door, the battle starts. Yes, and in real life I've done both too. It's fun, yeah. Fun little way to pass the time. Alright, let me just double check really quick that I've got everything that the plan I wrote out has in store. We have Ursaring, we have Mawile, Sandslash, Golduck, Gale, and Hariyama. Perfect, okay. I'm also going to reorder them based off of when I probably will send them all in. Okay. And then the items, Citrus, Choice, Leftover, Citrus, Lum, Citrus. Perfect. And everyone knows Protect. At least the ones that need to know it, know it. Yeah, Ursaring doesn't need to know it because it's choiced. Yeah. Think that's everything I need. Okay. I think we are officially ready to do Eldest. So, thanks everyone for being patient, but we're finally here. Finally ready to see what happens. Put our deathless streak on the line. Oh. Put our deathless streak on the line. Can we beat Eldest with the plan that I have taken a little bit of time to think up? Okay, no. No. I'm gonna get healed for that 1 HP, thank you. Alright, cool. Let's do it. Here we go. Eldest! Sir! Who allowed this child to penetrate our defenses so deeply? What is the meaning of this? The others can't be counted on at all. I'm giving you the responsibility of dealing with this child. Have you managed to get a strike at 10-pin before? I know I have. I think I had either 2 or 3 strikes. Yeah, I've done it a couple of times. The minigame was pretty fun when I played it. You finally managed to anger Master Greevil. I thought I would end up battling you one day. But this isn't how I had hoped to face you. If we battle, it will only be unfulfilling, without meaning. You challenge me knowing that? Brother, I'm gonna kick your goddamn butt. Let's do it. Fine, I understand. But once we begin, expect no mercy. That is my philosophy. Yap, yap, yap. Let's do it, buddy. Come on. Don't be so dramatic. It's just a Pokemon battle. Come on. Act like the fate of the world's on the line or something. Alright, Mawile gets that Intimidate off, which is really nice, just to keep the Pokemon at bay, hopefully. We're going to swap to Hariyama here. And we're going to Facade Manectric. So Ninjask has a 50-50 shot of targeting Mawile or Ursaring. If it targets Mawile, it's fantastic because it goes for Dig, which does like nothing. If it attacks Ursaring, it's going to be Silver Wind, and obviously there's a chance of like Omni Boost and stuff. At least with the Intimidate, though, it should be kept in check for the most part. And Facade, I don't need to explain this, but Facade definitely kills Manectric here. So let's withdraw them all a while. We just wanted that Intimidate debuff, and now here comes Hariyama. It's going to attack Ursaring, which does a decent amount of damage, nothing too crazy. It did not crit, which is nice. there goes main Electric. It also didn't get an Omni boost too, which is nice. It would not be the end of the world if it did, but it's just nice that it didn't. Alright. So the crazy thing is that even with the Intimidate debuff, Ursaring is so unbelievably strong because of the Facade and Choice Band. He's so strong that he can still one-shot the Salamence with the -1 in attack. So what we're doing is we're going to fake out the Salamence to flinch it. And this was what I was mentioning when I was talking to you, Doctor, earlier, if you're still here or if you're watching the VOD. Hariyama is not a great matchup for Salamence, but Fake Out is fantastic. Alright, there goes Salamence. It's gone. And Ninjask also went for Protect, so that's, you know, whatever. Wasn't attacking Ninjask. Alright, here comes Flygon. Things are going great so far. No Shadow Pokemon on the field, so everyone's going to get hit by the Shadow Sky, which is going to take a long time. But that's not a big problem. Okay. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to protect Hariyama. And we're going to swap Ursaring for Mawile. And the reason is this. So obviously Hariyama is immune to damage this turn. But Flygon, if it attacks Ursaring, should be clicking Double Edge. And Ninjask should be attacking with Silver Wind. Both of those moves are resisted by Mawile, so they're not going to do like really anything. Plus Intimidate will kind of debuff them as well. And everything will be pretty good there. Let's go Silver Wind on Mawile, which does probably nothing. 6 damage, yeah. Double Edge on Hariyama, that obviously is fine. And the reason why we pivoted to Mawile is, first of all, to get Intimidate off. Obviously, that's always a good thing to do. But the other thing is we're going to use Mawile to pivot into Golduck. And the reason why I wanted to do it like this, so now, when Golduck comes in on Mawile's slot, Flygon is going to go Flamethrower, which does nothing to Golduck. It also has Lumberry if it does get burned. And Ninjask would prefer Dig, which is, again, not going to do any damage, so that's perfectly fine. Meanwhile, with Hariyama, we're going to swap Hariyama for Sand Slash. And Sand Slash is so bulky on the physical side that even a double attack and both moves high roll critting will not kill it. So we can easily go to Sand Slash here on Hariyama. And we can go to Golduck using Mawile, or switching out with Mawile. And that obviously shuts down Shadow Sky's ability. It goes Dig. And Flamethrower, so we got the double attack on Golduck. It's much easier to swap it in like this than to swap it in with taking a Double Edge and a Silver Wind. That would be a lot more damage to Golduck. So we're trying to make it as clean of a switch as possible. So now at this point we swap Sand Slash for Hariyama again. And we can Ice Beam Flygon, which guaranteed kills it, and we also guaranteed outspeed Flygon. I know Flygon's pretty fast, but Golduck has enough speed investment to outrun this thing. Dig's gonna do like nothing. Pretty irrelevant. And then Ice Beam kills the Flygon. Here comes the Marowak. And with all the investment in special attack Golduck has, this has an overwhelmingly high chance to one-shot. It is theoretically possible that Marowak lives, but it is so unbelievably unlikely that you're probably more likely to find a Shadow Pokemon, if I'm being honest. So let's Waterfall and Brick Break. And the reason we're doing it like that is because the next Pokemon that comes in after Marowak is Lapras. So if we take this Marowak out in one hit, which we do, then Brick Break can do over half of Lapras's HP, and we can take it out next turn. It would only go for Shadow Sky anyway, but it's just nice to be able to get it off the field, which is going to be a very nice, or it'll help our win rates that much more. But at this point, the battle is over. Ninjask is either going to Silver Wind or Aerial Ace. Both moves do not kill even if they crit. And Hariyama will guarantee take out Lapras, and Golduck will guarantee take out Ninjask. It goes AA. Does do some damage, but not enough. And Ice Beam should take out Ninjask. So goodbye, Ninjask. And Hariyama should outspeed and finish off this Lapras. And what can I say? Somehow, that is the second to last fight in the game. Finally completed. We lost total. And we still are at 0 deaths. Officially, I have done everything I had hoped to do with this run and then some. Again, Greevil, very unlikely to do Deathless, but it is possible. Very unlikely. We'll see what happens. I could have luck on my side. I could have horrible luck, but either way, the fact that we are out this far into the game with no deaths it's incredible. I could not be happier. Could not be happier. You are powerful, much more than I had imagined. If you aim to stop our plan, then you should keep going. However, the Grandmaster's power is probably far greater than you can imagine. I doubt you will beat the man. Have you ever gotten some spares at 10 bit? I did get a lot. Yeah, a ton. A ton, for sure. Oh, yeah, Ursaring is poison, isn't it? Let's heal up Ursaring first before I get that item. Well, we're obviously going to have to status him again in the future. For when we fight Greevil. If I end up using Ursaring, it probably will end up getting used. But we'll see. We'll see. Either way, though, we want to heal him for now, because I don't want to have to deal with poison for the rest of my life. Alright, what's this item? A Max Revive. That's just going to sell for like $2,000 or something. There's also a... Oh, there's stuff playing on the screen. Interesting. That's cool. What was I saying? Oh yeah, there's some items that I have missed from other areas. I'll see if any of them are worth getting. I really think like there's a couple of rare candies and stuff that maybe could, you know, help the grinding go a little bit quicker. But other than that, probably not too much that I'm going to go for. We'll see though. Either way, I was kind of thinking about maybe grinding a little bit more, but honestly, I don't think it's going to take too long. Like, all we have left to do for grinding, depending on who I use, but I kind of feel like most of the Pokemon that I would use are already really high in levels. The only exception is Elekid. Elekid is definitely going to be on that team, but... it is a traded Pokemon, so even though it's level 28, it won't take that long. It really won't take that long to train up. Also, I said I was going to look at how much money I had, and I have 178,000 Pokedollars. Yeah, we have a lot. So we can kind of we can shortcut some of the EV training I'm going to have to do for Electabuzz. Really, all I wanted was max speed and then enough speed to outrun Tauros, I think it is. It's either Tauros or Zapdos, whoever is faster, because I think Tauros is 47, Zapdos is 50, and there's like a difference in speed stat between them. I'm not sure which one's faster, but yeah, that's all I wanted, and then after that we'll be ready for the fight whenever. And Greevil is gonna be a pain in the dick, but we're gonna give it our best shot. Again, I'm just happy that it got this far with the rule set. I'm extremely happy with how the run has gone up to this point. And next time, mark it on your calendars. Anyone who's watching, Tuesday at around probably 6 p.m. Eastern time, we will be doing the finale for Pokemon XD's Hardcore Nuzlocke. And there's a non-zero chance that it might be a hardcore Deathless run. But don't get your hopes up. That might be more of a pipe dream. But what I will do, what I might do is I might see, like, after we beat the game, I might like save state before the fight, and then when we beat the game, credits roll, all that stuff, I save the game again. I might reload the save and see how many times it takes me to do it deathless. That would be kind of a fun thing to do. And then of course we'll do the battle CDs afterwards. It's kind of like a bonus thing for this run. So that'll be the plan. Anyway, regardless, thank you guys so much for watching, whether you're watching on YouTube or Twitch or you're watching the VOD. Thank you, Brett and Doctor and Nick, for all being here with me. Also, I don't know how else to refer to the username. I guess I'll just say Lugia is probably the best way to refer to you. But thank you all for being here. You're awesome to talk to, and you make for a lively chat. And I will see you all next time.